now we're going to move on to Trenton Gay, who is a larger in life than life Aussie. I met Trenton down at his marina when they ran the Super Yacht Rendezvous, and I had an awesome time. So Trenton, I know you've got a background with your family in the marine industry, and you've been involved with it for a long time. You're the CEO of the Gold Coast City Marina and Shipyard. Over to you. Tell us about super yachts and cruising and chartering in Australia.
Thank you, Susie, and hello to all. As Mark touched on before, the size of the region and our country, it's a lot of people don't realise how big Australia is as a destination. Australia itself is similar in size to mainland USA. It's 3,500 kilometres across and 4,000 north to south, so it covers a great area. The beauty of this for us and for visiting vessels is it provides year-round cruising with very diverse experiences throughout the passage. It is no problem for a boat when you come down to Australia, just to, even without leaving Australia, stay there for multiple seasons. A number of years is not a problem at all, and not repeat what you've done on previous parts of the trip. Because of the size of it and the geography, we've got there's two. It really does get broken down into two parts: the northern region, which is our winter playground, because we get the heat in the tropics. It is the tropics that we're up in the north, and then the southern region, which is our summer playground. Obviously, that's through May through to November is to the south, and April through to November. April across to November to April in the for the north. The beauty of when they're down there too, because it's not the Med, it's not the Caribbean. A lot of very quiet and safe anchorages. If you want to, it's more for the intrepid traveller and cruiser. When they come down, they're not going into a harbour to be seen. It's you're going there to actually enjoy the region and take in what Australia has to offer and the South Pacific. As David mentioned earlier, there's a lot of we've got world-class marina facilities, and they're only improving. You've got many choices of port of clearance around the country, so it does give vessels a good opportunity to come in different parts of the passage. And for the owners and charterers that do come down, they've got an endless supply of what they can do. I'll just go back. I'll let you watch this video quickly, and then I'll continue on.
Life has drawn you here. Feel the warmth pulling you near. Breathe it in and let it fill your heart. It's like love. Cleanse your soul. Feel it in your veins. Breathe it in your lungs, will stay. You've seen it all before, till you found something more. Breathe it in and let it fill your heart. It's like love. Cleanse your soul. Feel it in your veins. Breathe it in your lungs, will stay. For the first time.
All right, thank you. Yeah, that's put together by Tourism Australia. It's a cracking piece. It shows a lot of the country, which is what what people are coming down for. One of the things too that it is, as Mark mentioned too, it's not just the on water; it's the on land. And there's a rich culture down here. we've got 40,000-year-old art galleries up in the Kimberleys in the Northern Territory that people can see, and do want to go down and enjoy shopping and dining. They can do that in the harbours like Sydney and the Gold Coast and Tasmania in Hobart. If you're going to move around the country, I'll start off in the summer destinations, which is as you're heading south, and as you're coming down, we've got Fraser Island, which is the largest sand island in the world, which is an amazing part of the waterway surrounding it. Moving down from there, you've got Brisbane and the Moreton Bay, which is a gem. It's right on our city of Brisbane, and we've got a barrier island sitting off that has got an amazing surf on one side and fantastic boating on the inside and protected waterways. The Gold Coast is a fun destination. It's a great part of the world. We've got some of the best surfing beaches in the world, long sandy beaches. I think we've got 57 kilometres of beaches on the Gold Coast. The theme parks and whatnot are all there, but we also got we've got rainforests that are 30 minutes from the beach. So it's very diverse when they get down. Moving south, you get to Sydney, which is obviously a real destination, but there's waterways around north and south of Sydney which are equally spectacular. In Pittwater and Hawkesbury, but then further south to Jarvis and Batesman. So these are places that people can experience, but the inland experiences from there are just as equally spectacular. There's amazing produce and wines and terrain that they can see. But down to Victoria, so there's these are places that people haven't really thought about in the past. When they come to Australia, it's always been the main three. And Victoria is the dining and fashion hub of Australia. So they've got they pride themselves on their coffee culture. We all disagree with them, but it's you get down to there is it's a great port to visit, and there's a lot to do in there in Victoria itself. And across the strait from Victoria is Tasmania, and that is a real gem. Late season cruising down there is spectacular. The produce and the seafood is something to behold. They've got great wines, but it's just it's a little bit like New Zealand in that there's rugged terrain, and it is very if you go onto the west coast of that, it's a real you really risk it, but it's worth it when the weather's there. It's a fantastic place to visit, and once people have seen, they're glad they've been there, and they talk about it often. You're moving across the bottom of the country. We've got South Australia, and Kangaroo Island. Again, some of this is, we've got some of the best oysters in the world coming out of these areas, and wines and festivals and foods. I mean, Kangaroo Island has got some of the best produce, cheeses and meats you'll experience. That brings you around the bottom to the bottom end of Western Australia, which is down below Margaret River. As you come around, Margaret River is one of our premier wine regions. Then up to Mantle in Rottnest. Again, these are areas that have got a strong boating history, good facilities, and very easy for people to get in and out of. And as David mentioned, that side of the country is easy coming out of Asia. As you move north, you get into Geraldton, and there's some spectacular diving. The start of the diving, the reefs up there, crayfishing is Geraldton's greatest things. But then you move to Ningaloo Reef, which this is when you're starting to move into the winter season as you go north. And Ningaloo is one of those places where you can there'll be multiple whale sharks that you can jump in the water with and frolic for hours. As you come up north, and David touched on, it was mentioned before, you've got the Kimberleys, which is just something to behold. It's remote, it's tough, but it's worth the passage across into the Northern Territory, which is gaining a lot more popularity. There's facilities up there. There's people that can look after you and help you. The marina facilities are improving all the time. So and the culture from there is fantastic. And then you come back into Queensland in the top, which is the Great Barrier Reef. And being such a diverse reef, and it is, you can every day you can see something different. But one of the things that that people come down from all over the world to go marlin fishing there. So it's people have been doing that for 50 odd years. Flying in just to marlin fish. But one thing that we hear often about the Great Barrier Reef that is it's not in good condition. And just to let you know that that's not correct. It's a cyclone might go through and there'll be some damage, but the reef repairs itself, and it's been doing that for thousands of years. I was up there only 2 months ago, and the reef is in good condition. It's not like people are. There's a lot of rumours out there saying that it's dead, it's bleached and whatnot. That's not true. So do not worry, do not be concerned. The reef is in good order, and as I say, it repairs itself regularly and repeatedly. It'll always keep coming back, and the waterways are pristine. They are clear up there. So that's our cruising around the country, and that was a very quick move around. But one of the things that when the boats are down here, it's for the crew, and that's what we've got. We've got fantastic facilities to cater for the boats and the crew when they're here. The crew love it down here because you've got an easy go attitude with the Australians. We'll just have a go at it. We'll try and no's not a way of answering. We always will say yes. Let's get into it, and we really do make sure we look after the crew when they're here. One other thing, as David mentioned, we've got a few regions throughout the country which have got great facilities. Where we're located on the Gold Coast is a real hub. We've got the highest concentration of trades and marina facilities there to cater for vessels. And one of our advantages too is we are the subtropics, so we can work on boats all year round, which is what the crew like it. The boats coming down there because it gives an opportunity to continuously get work done without having to halt for weather, hot or cold. But one of the beauties of being on the Gold Coast is they can get up in the morning and have a surf before they go to the yard. And when they finish in the yard, they can be up on the mountain and walk through the rainforest to a waterfall before they head home. And there's not many places in the world you can do that from within 20 minutes of a yard. Plus, the Gold Coast is a real playground for people and for the crew. They have a good time there. There's a lot of it's the entertainment. There's the nightlife. There's a lot of festivals and activities that go on there. So they come down, and it's a treat for the crew to be there and have fun. And we've got being in the South Pacific, we've got some advantages too with the regards to doing works down there to refit and repair. As I mentioned, we've got good facilities. We can handle boats up to a couple thousand, a few thousand ton. We've got a great array of trades with vast experiences. We've been building boats for a long time and doing a lot of and we've got something like 14,000 crew or Oz Australians are currently working on boats around the world. So there's a lot of experience at home and abroad. The exchange rate's great. It's $1.28 to the US dollar. We've got a stable and government and economy. We've got our trade rates are very competitive, and the laws that you operate under in Australia are very similar to in other parts of the world, like in England and the like. So it's easy for people to understand what the laws are. They're not. There's nothing tricky going on with that. So it's from that side of it, when they come down to get works done, it makes life easy for them. They don't have to start guessing about what they're going to get as a result. It can be laid out easy up front, and they have fun with it. We've got a couple of good publications that have come out recently too. Last year, the Great Southern Route, and if you're interested in getting a copy of that online, we can let us know and we can organise that for you. And recently, they've just released, I think last week, David told me, a super yacht guide for southeast Queensland. Okay, get my thing up there. So if you're interested in that, we've got some more detailed guide. We can, if you send that through, we can get that information through to you. And that, you know, in a nutshell, in a short abbreviated version, that is Australia. When you do the loop around the country, anyone who comes down here, they, you know, same as New Zealand. It's they're good people. We have a lot of fun working, and you know, we enjoy when the visitors come down here and spend time with us, because they always want to come back. So thank you for that, and enjoy the rest of the webinar.